Telling me offline. There, oh, there it goes.
Okay.
Technology. It's on.
Okay, I got the information. The notification.
Maybe on YouTube. Okay, yeah, we're live on YouTube as well.
Okay.
Joke's tired of this, right?
Maybe. I got the notification from YouTube. I haven't got the Discord one yet. Okay.
Close to do it.
Hey, well, glad you're here, man. Glad you are here.
Roxanne.
Hey, Roxanne, glad you're here as well.
Oh, I told you that I had a really dumb pre-show.
Yeah.
I'm not big on prank channels and things like that. Prank channels often go too.
Hurry up, Rundgren!
Always got
already. God,
It's always got to
I
happen.
just started.
Most prank channels, I think, just like they push it too far and mess with people that are just trying to do their jobs. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I was expecting to hate this one when I saw it, but a prank channel in Colombia released a video this last week of
Colombia, Central America.
Yeah.
Main exports cocaine and coffee.
Yeah.
Tourist attraction skiing behind a rowboat.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it. Same place. You probably are ready for something far crazier than what happened, but I think this one actually was really funny to me. A corner store that sold makeup. In Colombia, they have people that have to stand at the door to make sure that nobody just runs off with the makeup.
Right.
And so, unfortunately, that happens in lots of countries, including ours. But
yeah, but you don't get prosecuted when you do it in ours now.
yeah, that's true. So this guy is standing there minding his own business, and individually, each person on the team comes by and trips on the sidewalk right in front of him. And there's nothing there to trip on, right?
Yeah.
And they wait for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, at one point even an hour in between the next trip.
Right.
And so you can see from where they've placed the camera, this man is incredibly confused at first. He's
yeah.
like, whatever, it's fine. Then the next one does it, and you can see like head turn, hand comes up to go to his chin. He's looking, but he lets it go again. After the third one, he kind of like leans his foot out and wipes it across the concrete.
Yeah.
And then just goes back to work. Eventually, he's got a chair, and he's moving a chair back and forth across the concrete, trying to figure out what is going on.
Yeah. When the back in the 90s, when the malls were busy, all the teenagers went up there because that's where all the power was in the 90s in the hands of especially teenage girls, but
Yeah.
teenagers in general, all the purchasing power. We would stand outside of the mall in a circle. We would look up and point. We're talking about here since I was 14. Excellent. Excellent. I'm pointing up at the sky like what is that? Do you see it? Do you see it? No. And then, somebody in the group is like, I don't see it. I don't. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. And eventually we get, a few people around, and if we could, we'd leave.
Right. While people were still confused about it. Yeah.
We were standing around. So when you go take a walk around the mall, come back around, there's still a circle of people.
That's how you do it.
Talking. I have done some pranks, but hey, Faith. Here.
No,
yeah, the mall's dead. There's the malls that are left open, like 25% of them are probably going to be closed in the next 25% closed in the next 5 years.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Such a different place than it was.
I just
When it
thought
had
it was a
spin through.
funny story when you compare stuff like, you know,
Oh yeah,
the
no, there's
Paul
pranks that
brothers and
there's pranks that can do. There was a well, like Candid Camera had never went too far,
yeah.
or if it did, it was uh maybe once or twice there might have been a joke that somebody didn't like, but there was a prank channel where like one of them was they were giving out free sushi,
Yeah.
and as the people were sitting there tasting it, the guy would take a sushi roll, wrap it, and then lick it like he was sealing it
I got
and
you.
put it back on the plate, and so
Yeah.
people were standing there like, it was nothing major.
Right. What was that? I don't know if you remember the name of that channel. It was the channel that did like the kissing pranks where he would just pay an actress to kiss him. Or like multiple actresses, and it was always like he was kissing these random girls on the street and he was so good at picking up women.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of that channel to save my life.
I don't know, because that's not something I would have watched.
I remember watching a lot of people tearing that channel apart of like, look, you can tell right here that she's looking towards where the guy is waiting to pay her. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like come on.
Yeah. It would have been a much more interesting channel that's like, hey, I paid these chicks to kiss me.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have actually watched the actual channel then
Right.
and not just people
Yeah.
tearing it down. Like, sure, that could be an interesting experiment to see, like, what's the limit? How much do you, like, if somebody came up to me on the street and said, hey, I'll pay you $5 to kiss me. Look, $5 can go a long way right now, okay? But if somebody goes, hey, I'll pay you $100 to kiss me, well, I mean, how's it going, Shirley? Let's talk.
Yeah.
Have I just revealed that I'm easy?
No, we always knew you were a sellout, man.
Yeah,
no
that's
problem.
true. Developers
Pretty
and companies, if you want to pay me $5 to kiss you, I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's enough pre-show before this goes off even more in a weird direction. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. I didn't change it to say intro.
Okay.
Well, let's redo that.
All right.
That's okay. The wife knows. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I'm Rungren.
We got some good stuff to talk about tonight. I'm excited. I was telling Rungren earlier that I was a little concerned about... Yeah, not Wizards, though. That's very true. I won't... You can't pay me enough to kiss you. Wizards. Sorry.
Kiss my ass.
I was telling Rungren before the show that I was a little concerned that we wouldn't have a good enough stuff to talk about tonight. Good enough amount, but I think it's going to be...
Okay.
But normally start things off a pop quiz.
Yes. I have a pop quiz for you. And the topic for tonight's quiz is Mega Man.
Oh! Okay.
Hey, we'll get together in a moment.
I can't see you, chat.
All right. So, Mega Man's been around for a while. Kind of iconic. Let me get my little chart ready over here. And I'll ask you, the first one you should get right off the bat. Mega Man was based on what?
Mega Man based on
I'll give you a hint. Lots of things are based on this.
RoboCop?
Nope.
Astro Boy.
Astro Boy.
Yeah.
Come on, Trey.
Yeah.
I
I
guess
said
I'll give you
RoboCop
that
and
one.
my brain went, come on, man. It's obvious.
Say, yeah. Some people knew that already. That was a given one, right?
There's the oof. I heard that. I just
Yeah,
like
so-
RoboCop, okay.
In universe, Mega Man's father is
Dr. Light.
okay.
Dr. Thomas Light.
Yes. In real life, do you know who that is?
Yep. Keiji Inafune.
All right, doing good. Off to a strong start, Trey.
I'll throw it all away. Don't worry. I always do.
Yeah. That's Sonic, Dark.
Sega.
Sonic. Mega Man wasn't his original name, though it was in Japanese. What would be the actual translation of his name?
Rockman.
What would be the actual translation of his name?
Oh, the translation. I thought you meant his original name.
Yeah.
Ooh. Actual translation of.
Dart's got too far. I mean, you're beating her. She's got
Put
two
the
so
question marks above my head because his Japanese name is Rockman.
Yeah, that's what it translates to, man.
Yeah, Rockman to Mega Man. Yeah, I was very confused there. I'm sorry.
He thought thought Rockman was sounded stupid in English.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Mega Man.
Okay, so I'm telling there are no less than 4 distinct Mega Man series, and there's Easter eggs and people trying to, there's probably whole like runs on Reddit about like the timeline, Easter eggs, how things run up.
Oh.
Now the classic series encompasses Mega Man 1 through 10. Okay,
and recently 11 is just
and also Mega Man and Base.
Right.
Okay. Sweet. Well, as long as you know the first sequel series was what?
Mega Man X.
All right. Doing very good, man. Doing very good. Excellent.
I do love me. You can see Proto Man.
Yeah.
I love me some Mega Man.
All right, here we go. There are a ton of Mega Man games, and various series, and they got a wide variety of gameplay types, right?
Right.
For Mega Man to go through. All right. There were a handful of weird mascot spin-off titles starring Mega Man Company, but the only one which made it to the Western shores was what?
Of the spin-off titles.
Yeah, the weird spit. Yes.
Oh, you say only one, but we've got Mega Man. The Power Fighters made it over in the Anniversary Collection. There's Maverick Hunters for the PSP.
Original release, because a lot of stuff got put in the collection. There was one kind of spin-off game that was like in the West. We got the Mega Man straight series, and then there was one spin-off game that came out during that time.
Mega Man Soccer.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Mega Man Soccer. Not exactly the greatest.
Oh, it's actually really bad. It's legitimately terrible.
From Mega Man 2 onwards, many of the Robot Masters were drawn by who?
Oh, crud. From Mega Man 2 onwards, I don't know if you're looking for a specific name or not, but fans drew most of the Robot
That's
Masters
the
from
answer
that
I was looking for, right there. The fans.
Yes.
Yes. Many fans. All right, I'm gonna get 2 more questions. Got all my notes here.
The pressure's on.
Ooh. That would be. I got. Sorry, I got a question, but it'd be kind of a dick question, but can kind of do.
Just can't let me win one of these, can you?
I'm trying to. Let me rephrase it. I got a lot of information name here.
Okay.
Essentially, okay. Essentially, a lot of Mega Man projects were canceled, or have been canceled.
Yeah.
Especially after Keiji or Mr. Inafune left Capcom in 2010. I was going to ask you what year he left Capcom.
Oh yeah, I knew 2010. I actually did know that one.
Okay.
Because I got on the Kickstarter that he started in 2010.
The Kickstarter almost came up in this list.
Yeah.
And I almost had a few questions about that. But there was a game that was a reimagining of Mega Man X as a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Do you know the name of that?
It wasn't Maverick Hunter because that's the PSP version of Mega Man X1.
Okay, look. It's made by a team led of veterans from Retro Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe the game was retooled and made into Recore because it's made by that same team. I'm going to say it's... this is probably going to be the one I get wrong. I'm going to say Maverick Hunters, even though I don't think that's right.
That is right. Yeah, Retro Studios, the team that made Metroid Prime, was going to make that first-person shooter of the thing. So Maverick Hunter is correct. Some other games that got canceled. What was there? Mega Man? Was it Mega Man Universe?
Yeah, Mega Man Legends 2.
That was, and then Mega Man and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never forgive you for
that. All right. Last question. All right. Back in the 80s and early 90s, every Nintendo character on the Sun had their own animated show. Super Mario Brothers, Legend of Zelda, Princess. God, that was so bad. Among others were all the stars of, their Saturday morning cartoons. Nostalgia runs deep for Saturday morning cartoons, but the truth is they're pretty much terrible. All the ones that they made. Now, Mega Man was on TV, and he actually first appeared on a show called Captain N, the Game Master, as one of the Captain's allies. But he was a little bit different.
Yeah, he sounded like a chain smoker, first off. And they tried to go
not the answer I'm looking for.
That's not the answer. Okay, they tried to go for more of the box art style for him instead of the actual character for him.
No.
What's
he
the
was
answer you're
green.
looking for? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Green instead of blue.
Well, that's
he
far simpler than what I thought you wanted.
He did keep referring to everything as Mega.
Yeah. That's Mega. Oh, I'm sorry, he sounds like this. That's Mega.
There was what would it
box art Mega Man showed up in Captain N.
Okay, but they did something else with the bad box art original box art Mega Man.
He originally got to be added to
he got added to Smash. He was in a couple of other
it was
games too.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
Okay, yeah. Oh, and there was also Street Fighter X Tekken.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's based on the terrible box art for the original classic
That's
NES.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yes, that's the one. But he was in Marvel vs. Capcom. That had Trombone in it as well.
Yep.
It was in 2 and 3. Dead Rising Watchtower.
Zero's also in those.
Yes. So that, and then it was Super Smash for the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS.
I can pull up the chat again now.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. And too bad. You couldn't ace it though.
Yeah.
You blew it on the very last question.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see a Mega Man down by the Metroid Prime studio though.
Oh, that'd be great.
I'm sure you would like it.
Yeah. Also, I stand by the fact that one of the best Mega Man games is the turn-based RPG, Mega Man X Command Mission. Throwing that out there. If you've never played it and you like turn-based RPGs, you should check it out. Dark, you would love Marino, the thief.
I have lost some notes. Oh well.
Almost
right,
got 10
you did all right.
Almost
aced it. And you choked on the last question.
Well, speaking of aces, you ready to talk about our top ace? Marbet?
Marvet's the top ace. That's funny. No, we're up to episode 15 in Gundam Victory.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I mentioned the other day, there's only 2 or 3 questions I got to pass the grade. Heck yeah. It's all a matter of perspective.
That's right.
Yeah, we're up to episode 15 on Gundam Victory.
Stand up to the victory.
Which is not. It's not bad. It's not good either.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, I kind of like it. It'll like have a run, maybe over to like 2 or 3 like episodes, and they'll drop it about a couple of things. It's just kind of weird setting up. I described it the other day as, so far this is the Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Hurry
the
up,
Gundam for
Rundgren.
me. I'm working on it, Will. The Fallout 4, the Gundam me, because it's good in so many ways, but it just doesn't quite cross the finish line.
The fact that we still don't know what the Federation is doing 15 episodes in, they just keep getting referenced. I mean, we know a little bit because Gomez has told us a little bit. The fact that Vespa and Zanskar have both been like referenced as if they're the same, and also been referenced as if they're different. The fact that we don't have like a firm through line as to what is even happening right now, and maybe that's supposed to be that way because Uso is our lead character and he doesn't know, but other characters definitely do, and they could make it clearer.
Well, the characters in it are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned we were watching it the other day. I like knows the illegal kid to such a degree the kid knows not enough to know anything about him. Oh yeah, I'm not sure.
Why are they illegal?
Yeah, why they're illegal, but like, and like we're up to the point where Marvette's leg seems okay now.
Yeah. At least now she can fly again. She's still not a great pilot, but
yeah, I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah,
her leg.
Oliver's cool though.
I like Shakti is an interesting character.
Yeah,
and
Shakti's great.
Honestly, she's like the most level-headed character in there, going off stuff. So, she's the one that's going, Uso, you can't turn. When you take a life, that's something you cannot turn back from. To paraphrase what she was saying. Nobody else in that show is talking to Uso like that.
Right.
It's a good warning.
I agree.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff. Domino likes, it seems to like, it's like not risque.
Yeah.
It's just a tiny step further than it would be.
Right.
I don't if that makes any sense. Yeah. I like the characters. I like Shakti a lot. Of course, the animation's looking solid. It's looking good. I'd much rather have the tale of the Oliver and the Shrike team.
Yep.
I think that would be a much better show.
Uso and Shakti and their 6 moms. Give it to me. I'm right here.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Yeah. Because they set up the Shrike team, and that's where you want to. That's the story I want to follow.
Yeah.
Because Oliver is not your like a typical harem guy, right?
Right, 100%.
He's just, he happens to be the leader of this team, and I don't see him like putting down any of his other of his team. And there's no. These are all, as shown in the show, these are also beautiful women, right? Also that, and that's like secondary to them being pilots, which is the way it should be.
Absolutely.
The way it should be. Like Miss Gundam pilot who caused all the issues and is lucky. Remember that? Playing band. Yeah.
Also, I like Chronicle Asher.
He's not a bad guy. He gets set up kind of interesting. He gets set up as very competent, Like gets in there, does what he needs to do, goes in single-handedly against a much larger loop. He's a bad guy. Wear the mask.
Yeah, he's the Char of this season. And having said that, he is the second most competent character that we've seen on the villain side so far in this watch order of the series. Because it's Char, and then Chronicle Asher like way down here, and then everybody else. main villains.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the setup's good.
Yeah.
It seems like they're doing better with characters, but yes, yes, that's him. Yeah. And there are some things that are weird. Is like, what, no, that doesn't make sense. No, but compared to everybody else,
Right.
some of the villains I've put up with,
Yeah.
feel
He's
better about him. Of course, we're only
infinitely
15,
better.
we're only
Infinitely better than
15
Gato.
episodes in. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. There's a few like leading scenes in there, and then they don't come at it. They really don't. They haven't paid off in any way, right? Yeah. When what's her name sees all, meeting with all the kids.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not bad.
Voila.
Obviously, they've I don't know. I think it's pretty good. The what was that? I'm sorry, I forgot the last name of the big armor in the last one.
Oh, the mobile armor?
Yeah, the one that killed Helen.
It's
got I was gonna say it's got a weird name. A lot of them do apparently.
Donavalo, something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a big looking suit.
Yeah,
but I think that I think that the idea of Oliver and his strike team is now that would be I want a little bit different aspect on it. It's just a cool setup,
right?
You've got, because there's so much you can do with that. One, beautiful women are going to throw people off.
Yeah.
When they step out, Helen was
great.
cool. Helen was very
great.
cool. The, all of them are a little bit different. They all care for each other. All sisters with each other, not by blood.
Right.
By choice, going through there. And they've got a really cool setup for a story there. And it doesn't have to be anything dirty. It doesn't have to be anything, that's not what it's about. Like I said, Oliver is he's got 6 beautiful women standing around him. And his biggest concern is, hey, they're the best pilots I can get together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No, they don't. They don't. But there's a lot of interaction on the ground.
Yeah. I think.
And,
go ahead.
I'm just saying it could be an advantage. And it's not, it's not the main part of the story.
Right.
And I get upset like on the main story, like Shakti and Carlman.
Yeah.
And all that. It's like, somebody take care of these children.
Uh-huh.
That little girl does not need to be taking care of that baby. There's other people around.
They leave Susie, Shakti, and Carlman alone on Earth?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. How did Oliver get that team?
Right.
How did Oliver get that? What did they go through?
Yeah.
What have each one of these because they're all very competent.
Yeah. I also think
none of them is a crap pilot.
We get some of the best scenes in Victory so far come from Uso dealing with the deaths of some of the strike team. Chronicle Asher at one point realizing that his actions just killed that guy. Yeah. Those moments that are so much more personal than what we normally get from a Tomino show are really, really good.
Yes, they are, and I want more. I want to know this team more.
Yep, that was Katie.
Yeah, that was Helen, wasn't it? Or was it Kate?
Yeah, that was Kate, because Helen was the one that died first with the
got crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I had it backwards there.
Yeah.
That was the one I was talking about. The Kate. I don't know. It disappoints me because I think at the end of the day, of all the Gundams so far, not counting the first one. The first one's got something special. Yeah. You don't, when you come across something, you're like, okay, there's never been anything I've never seen anything like this before, right? In music, like when people way back in the day first heard the Beatles, like when they'd never heard anything like that before. But then now that we've gotten into it, and it's been going for 15 years at this point by the time Victory comes out, sometime around there, it could be great. Yeah. Out of all the ones we've watched, I think this is the one that has the most potential to be a great show, and it's just not.
Right. There are moments where Tomino is old Tomino again, where he's writing moments of Char and Amuro in the elevator. He's writing those little moments that matter, surrounded by all the big action scenes that just didn't exist in any of Double Zeta. You know.
Yeah,
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. This is the man that turned Char Aznable into what he did. I don't doubt it.
Well, they gave. I don't know, man. It's like each character, the old man, the old fisherman. What's his name? Was it Stevens?
Robert Stevens, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? And they have. That's a story in and of itself, right? Just like other ones. Because at the end of it, they show the picture of Nickel.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
I couldn't remember to save my life.
On the buoy, and that's kind of a heavy thing.
Yeah.
You got this poor old man helping this little boy, and keeps calling him the wrong name.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I've met. No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
He just made it to space. And for what it's worth, I think Victory handles space better than a lot of Tomino's more recent work. It handles it more like First Gundam does. Of, hey, space itself is dangerous. You know, it's so easy for something to go wrong in space.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed from the way this is going. I'm kind of disappointed that it's going into space.
Yeah,
this is, like I said, the models are great for Earthbound Gundams, the helicopter things.
Yeah,
you know the shape and the blade rotors, the beam rotors. That's a really cool idea. Mm-hmm. And yes, you were giggling about 3. There's a lot more. He just pushed down the gas on the Macross stuff in here. And there's a lot. I have never seen half a Gundam fight more than in this one.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
A lot of time there's just half a Gundam fight. You know what? We don't feel like drawing legs. Can we blow them up? I don't know. I want to see where it goes. We're out there. We got quite a few more episodes.
Yeah.
Of it.
35.
But, yeah. But it's they all the people who want the story of, they're slowly killing them off.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Because that never. Yeah.
That sounds about right. I'm stoked for the next show we get into. Got G and Wing coming up, and both those are fan favorites. Written by different people, and hopefully will be to the level of 0080, written by somebody else. What I remember of the two is pretty good direction and pretty good storyboard, and some great action. We'll see.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Let's move into weeks then.
All right.
How's your week been, sir?
Been all right. Watched a couple of things. I can't remember. Did I take some notes? Or was that last week? I talked about Big Bug last week, right?
Yeah, that was last week.
Okay, I watched something this week, and it's went out of my head. And must not have been that memorable. Of course, here in a little while, I'll think about it and be like, oh, yeah, that was great. Yeah. And it's not through that. Played that. We did had a lot of fun on MMO Monday yesterday.
Yeah, we finished book 2.
Yeah, that was a good show. That was a lot of fun running and getting into Moria, which is huge. Huge. It really hasn't been bad. I actually got to work a little bit this week.
Nice.
So that always makes me feel better. Yeah. Not the day that I go work. I don't do much, but right. I feel better about working. I don't feel better after I get home.
Right.
I've got to sit down for a while. So I know my girlfriend's on me about Wing.
Yeah.
That's what she is waiting for. I think that's her. Wing is her introduction to Gundam.
I think everybody that likes Wing goes, look, I understand if somebody doesn't like the characters, because Chang Wu-Fei exists. Okay. That man is the most disliked character in maybe all of Gundam. He's always at the top of the polls.
Well, I don't know. We could probably do it like a rundown now of some hated characters.
Oh, that might be fun. If we get a week where we don't have a lot of stuff, we should maybe do that.
Okay,
that'd be fun.
I can think of a couple now.
It just says yep.
Yeah, not done much.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Buffet.
Yeah. I kind of wonder about that, like on some of the stuff that happens going through this.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, if you read the manga, you'll understand. Well,
Yeah.
I'm watching the show,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's one thing. It's like, hey, that character right there who came up and talked and went off, he's got his own manga that tells kind of a story of what he does. That's a little bit different. But like to understand what's going on in the cartoon, you need to read the manga.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree.
That's not how it's marketed.
Right. No, I agree. Wu Fei does get a little bit of development in the movie, but it's too little too late as far as I'm concerned. We got through the whole series and got into the movie and all right.
Just a second. Oh, I forgot something.
Oh, go ahead. I can talk a little bit then and just say, hey, at the end of the day, what makes Wings so great is the art style, as Waverly just brought up, and also the music is incredible. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. There's a reason Buffet is not talked about. There's a lot of problems with Buffet.
What's funny is like I've seen things happen where like the originator of the IP, the originator of the IP, like is gone for a season or whatever.
Yeah.
And the story kind of changes and stuff doesn't match up.
Yeah.
It loses quality after the original IP. The guy who came up with it is gone. With Tomino. So how was your week, Dre?
Yeah. So my week, I haven't had a lot of time to work on stuff during the day. So I've been pulling a couple of, work 2 or 3 hours into the night that sometimes turns into more, trying to chip away at some of the mini things I need to beat for review. And the one that I decided to start with is the oldest one waiting for review, which is Chained Echoes. This is the turn-based RPG made by a single-man dev team. Got kickstarted a while back, and it is the RPG set in a really interesting world that's laid out like a clock face almost, with the different continents. And then you have sky armors, which are mechs that people can pilot. And the ground combat's actually really satisfying. I'm excited to get to the sky armors again because you get to play them a little bit in the prologue. The story, however, is really good.
I need to clear something up real quick.
Please.
I apologize before I forget. I talk about nobody seen anything like Gundam before, and I hold on to that. I realize that what's his name, Jet Jaguar.
The Jaguar, yeah,
is the thing. I don't want to take anything away from
100%, 100%.
But just don't at me. It's okay. I do. I want to give respect where respect's due.
They are very different.
I'm sure that had something to do with Gundam coming around later. He went. For all I know, Tamino went. You know what, Astro Boy and Jet Jaguar. We're gonna put those together.
Yeah, and then after that, he went. Man, I love Macross.
Oh, doing my. We're gonna have a little bit further Gundam talk. Sorry, I'm cutting your week.
No, it's okay.
I was doing this study on when I was looking up the Gundam stuff. Some good questions to ask you and everything, right?
Yeah.
Going through and came across this thing and it was talking about 80s cartoons that I think it was like were daring.
Okay.
Or something like that. I'm like, yeah, okay. And the very first 80s anime that was daring. That's what it was.
Okay.
Same, technically means the same thing, but we have a style we talk about with the anime.
Yeah.
But the very first one on the list was Z.
Okay, Dragon Ball Z.
Zeta. Yeah.
No, Zeta. Okay. Yeah.
Zeta, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And how the ending of what happens with Camille and everything is just such a dark thing to do and everything. I was like, well, I guess it might be worth going and watch the last episode. I'm not sure, but I don't know that. But yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. Like all the cartoons, you got a top 10 list.
Yeah.
That do strange things, and I guess it is. I guess it is.
Is it that strange though? Really, to kill off? I guess we don't have spoiler boo up anymore. To do the thing they do, I feel like a lot of shows do that actually.
Well, that's what I was kind of wondering because, like, I guess they meant series,
Yeah,
right?
right,
They didn't mean any of the movies
right.
because, like, well, now I might be. I was going to mention another cartoon that
I'm
they
gonna
didn't
put
mention.
Spoiler Lubu
Well,
up.
I was going to mention Watership Down,
Yeah.
and I was like, as far as like, I want to find out when that came out.
Also, like Bebop.
Okay, Watership Down came in '78.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, Bebop would have been good. I don't know. There seemed a lot more could have picked. You know?
Yeah,
I was like, that
I
was
agree.
weird. Okay.
I mean, you could have put Go Lion on there for Voltron for like the first time that in an anime that a main character of a team that did a thing together that was like the hero team. The first time one of them died, that was Go Lion. But I don't know. That just feels like a weird pick when, but I don't know.
Yeah, because it was. I can't remember. I'm trying to think of the rest because a lot of them were strange names. Something like Rinoko Isaki. But they had a lot of different ones. Some I'd never heard through there. But yeah, I thought that was a strange choice.
Yeah. Look, if you're gonna have a list of also Talgie's line is the best. That's true. If you're gonna have a list of like the most brave anime, then you gotta have let me get the name right before I say it wrong.
See, that's my problem.
Rakugo anime. What is the name? It is Showa Ginroku Rakugo Shinju. You gotta have that on there because that is a show about telling stories in the Rakugo style, slow and methodical, and yet somehow it's one of the best anime ever made. I don't make the rules. It's just true.
No, that's There's some titans in anime, and 80s and 90s cartoon. Actually, I think because it kind of 80s and 90s, I'm pretty sure that was on there. The first one.
That's fair, actually.
That one was on there. So I guess I don't know. I haven't seen Evangelion.
Ava's ending is absolutely terrible and bonkers, and some people love it. I can't blame them for loving it because it's off the wall. But man,
I don't know. It seems like in a lot of these things. Okay, you can surprise your audience,
right?
You can have something that kind of comes out of left field. So kind of throw the audience off a little bit, but they're usually there's usually some kind of either a reason, or if you go back and watch it again, you're going to see little hints coming through it.
Yeah, that's not Ava.
And good storytelling,
right?
Yeah, no, there's a few of them. Now I'm sorry, I'm confused. Did Camille ever wake up? What the?
Yeah, he was in Double Zeta, and then he was in Double Zeta. I kept trying to think he showed up after that, but he doesn't in the animated Charge Counterattack. He does in the book, but he doesn't in the animated version.
Okay.
In the book where they actually explain, it's not a good reason, but they actually explain the reason why Char's doing what he's doing.
Yeah, that was one of the worst pieces of junk.
Yeah, that's when you were taught earlier about you have to read the manga. I was like, man, Char's Counterattack.
Yeah. I don't know. You so many important moments through Char's character you just throw away.
Yep.
Like the Mount Fuji thing.
Yep. That's a great moment.
That affected him deeply.
Yep.
I don't know.
So anyway, Chain Echoes.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. The story's really, really good so far, but what I like the most about it is the way the mechanics all work together. So in a lot of games where you recruit characters, all they get is XP, right? They get XP before you ever recruit them, so they're at a decent level, but they don't get anything else. Well, in this game, they get all of the SP that you get for beating enemies, which allows you to upgrade your skills. They get that, and they also get any Grimoire shards that you've unlocked, so you get to unlock new abilities for them as soon as you get them. And that feels really satisfying. It makes me feel like I can go around and explore without losing out by not just mainlining the story till I have every character.
Yeah, but if they have all the SP and everything, can do everything, why aren't they out fighting in the first place? Why they got to wait for you to come along?
That's fair.
If they're that good,
well, some of them
why
you
they
gotta hire.
wait on you?
Some of them want money.
Oh, that's okay. That is a big motivating factor for a lot of people.
Right. I think the world's really interesting, but what I love most is the way that the quests work. Of you have a reward board, and it works a lot like. Did you ever play Final Fantasy 12?
That's who's that got?
That's got Vaughn, Bosch. Okay. So
no, I played 13.
Okay.
I missed 12.
12 has what's called a license board, where you spend the license points you get for beating enemies to get a new skill or upgrade an old skill, and then when you do that, the next one opens up. The reward board is kind of like that, except the bigger a chain that you have of ones that are connected to each other, the more special rewards you get. And some of those are like Grimoire shards that allow you to get new abilities. And so you want to do quests, but you want to do specific quests to be able to extend your chain. If you do one that's way off on the side of the board, but you haven't got the stuff to connect it yet, it doesn't count towards your chain. So it kind of pushes you in the right direction without forcing you to do those quests, because you could just ignore it if you don't want to do it, you know? I like the combat a lot. The overdrive mechanic's really cool. You build up overdrive, and then you have to stay within a sweet spot of it. If it's too low, you don't get the bonus damage and bonus defense. If it's too high, you take extra damage and deal less damage. So you have to stay in that sweet spot by using different abilities, and it's really fun. I like this game. But quests. That's right. That's right. Yeah. I would give you ice cream just for that joke, Waverly, if it was within my power to do. Good. It's a good game. Not a good show. But no, I like it. What else did I do this week? I painted some stuff.
Yeah.
Painted up some Eldari Corsairs and Captain Harlock colors. The slap chop method. Those were good.
Right on.
I like those a lot, actually. And oh, I do have a show. I was thinking there's something else I was supposed to talk about. We watched The Night Agent on Netflix.
Okay.
This is a show about the night action phone in the basement of the White House, and the FBI agent that gets stationed on it, where only spies call in, and he's supposed to help them when they need help. And actually wound up being a really good show. The main actor, who I don't have the name of, I can try and pull it up real quick. I had never seen him in anything before, but he was really, really good, and he sold his role perfectly. Gabriel Basso, that's his name. For the most part, everybody else was doing great too, like chewing the scenery. There are a couple characters that just kind of didn't work, unfortunately. The performance wasn't really there, but story is about standard spy fare, you know? But the actual like inner workings of everything is really cool, and figuring out the mystery as the characters do, really interesting.
Yeah.
I'd recommend.
Excellent.
But that's pretty much been my week. I worked on some videos. I did a bunch of little stuff there, and you know, had a really great Shadowrun session where we got to go to a wrestling event, and that was wonderful.
Yes.
As somebody who loves wrestling, that was a lot of fun.
I'm glad you had fun, man.
You know. But yeah, I challenge you. We'll talk about this more Thursday, maybe. We probably won't. But I challenge you as a game master, take your players to a wrestling match every once in a while. It's worth it. All right. So let's get into reviews. This is what everybody's been waiting for. I know. You love your reviews. You need to clear off the ice cream wall of fame that is super full over there. That is the logo. We shall see. Also, sound alerts are working again. maintenance is done. So, you know.
Yeah, sure. Maybe this week. I don't know.
First off, we have Age of Wonders 4.
Okay.
So, if you've ever heard of an Age of Wonders game before, it is more of that. If not, this is the best way to describe it. Let me pull up how they describe it. That's always the best way to do it, right?
Yeah.
It is a turn-based strategy game developed by Triumph Studios, published by Gathering of Developers. Age of Wonders underwent... That's not helping me. That's their official statement, but it's not helping me. So, turn-based strategy game. There you go. Set in a mythical fantasy realm. 4X strategy, turn-based tactical combat.
Okay.
86.
I'm gonna go 78.
Okay. I see 2 from Faith.
86 from Waverly. No. My brain keeps going to mythology, and I was like, "That's a different thing."
Yeah, different thing.
It's not what we're talking. Not what we're talking about. Though it's a turn-based strategy game as well. And it would be. Is it set in the Victorian era? Is it steampunk?
No, it is full-on fantasy. Age.
Okay. It'd be cool if it was like steampunk. You know, the wonders. Never mind.
I think that's Universal Europa Universalis. That's what it's called. That one's Steam.
Okay. Interesting.
The score is 84.
Okay. Oh,
Everybody was close.
I was gonna split their score. I was gonna split. I would have got some ice cream, but fine, whatever.
So, only 18 reviews.
Okay.
Saving content says Age of Wonders 4 offers nearly infinite replayability with a built-in scenarios and ways to create your own to include all of the included factions and the ones you can manifest. This is a game that corrects past mistakes, includes expansions into its core, and has no shortcomings. That's a bold statement, Cotton. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
This is an incredibly beautiful game that is popping with color and visuals. There's essentially 2 to 3 games in here across its 4X RPG and tactical combat layers that offer variability and unpredictability. This is a massive game that is able to carry the weight of the series on its shoulders proudly. Age of Wonders 4 is purely magical.
Yeah. They seem to like it.
Huh? Next up, Checkpoint Gaming says... While there's a lot to keep track of in Age of Wonders 4, a persistence pays off when it comes to the main gameplay experience. While it may take time to get used to the different gameplay concepts and menu screens, the level of variety when it comes to customization, hero units, underground passages, and Ancient Wonders makes Age of Wonders 4 a paradise sandbox for strategy fans at all levels. No matter whether you're a turn-based combat buff or more of a city management fan, you'll be sure to find something to like in this whopper of a game. I'll be honest, I read that and I glazed over partway through.
Well, it was funny as I think I could almost describe like medieval Total War 2 that way.
Yeah.
You know? Because you can simulate the battles if you wanted to just do a builder.
Right.
Or you could just do the battles and simulate anyway.
I agree.
You know what? I'm going to come back up a little bit. I'm going to go 82.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it'd be pretty good. 83, Roxanne. Faith's got an 80. 80 might be a good choice, too. Like that. 84. And I'm sure Waverly's coming in with 86 again. Do that. We'll find out here in a second.
Trying to give everybody extra time to answer.
Yeah.
The answer is 100%.
Wow. I have questions when that score is given to a game.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those situations where it's niche. And so the people that like it are going to like it, especially if it's a good version of that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Interesting. All right.
And maybe that 100 means more in that situation because it is people that like it, you know?
I'm trying to think back of like a game I would give 100 to. And I think there's probably a couple, but I don't know, man. That's a perfect game? Nah, it's not gonna happen.
13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. I would give that 100.
What was that?
13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. In what it is trying to accomplish, that is a perfect game for what it's trying to do.
I was trying to think for me, I might give Shadow of the Colossus 100. Because that was one of the games that I finished that like I just sat there for a while. I don't know, however old I was when that came out. But yeah, I remember that game like messed with my fragile little mind.
It's funny too, because all the games that I love most, I would not give 100 to.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was going through like my favorite Final Fantasy games. The first one, man, that was such a groundbreaker for the NES system.
Right.
Still, I wouldn't give it 100.
Oh no, there's some really bad balance problems towards the end of that game.
Yeah, and then move forward to like 7. I still wouldn't give 7 a 100.
No, Fort Condor is a problem.
Very close. Be very, very close. I'm going through. I don't know, man. 100 is a weird score. Anyway,
I agree. Next up, we have Redfall. I know everybody's been excited for this one, right? This is the Vampire the Masquerade Left 4 Dead style game, I guess is the best way to put it.
Okay. Yes.
This one has 72 reviewers.
Now, I saw some stuff about this today, and, but I didn't read. I saw a couple of headlines.
Right. This one would be tough to not see anything about, I think.
Yeah, because it apparently is in some like controversy. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's gameplay, if it's something that's said in the game, or what it is. But a lot of people are aggravated with it, I think. However, I haven't heard anything about being a good or bad game as far as gameplay goes. I think I'm going to go 80, just to be safe.
Okay.
What we got?
I think I will read 3 reviews for this one.
Yeah?
Just to make sure that you have the full spectrum of reviews.
There's 72, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people wanted to play it.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
So, I'm going to give you the...
Yeah, here we go.
The score is 64.
Ooh. Okay. They got a failing grade. There's some places where D's passing, I think.
That's true. I'm going to do it this way because I feel like this is a good way to like balance it out. Dexter2 says, Redfall is one of the worst performing games I've played in years, and even when it's working, it's undercooked and uninspired. It's impossible to say if this is the case, but Redfall feels like a game that has succumbed to too much compromise. There's a world where there's a great vision of this concept, complete with a much grander vision. However, we sadly don't live in that timeline.
The game is undercooked, yes.
Not overcooked. That's a different game.
You said this was based off the White Wolf?
Yeah, Vampire the Masquerade.
Okay.
Your second review is from Xbox Era, who says Redfall is fantastic in most ways. A few baffling design decisions around its co-op implementation and some frustrating technical issues hold it back. It is fun solo and ridiculously so in co-op. With a little post-launch support, it's going to become something special. This may end up being Arcane's worst reviewed title ever, but it's going to be their most successful. Alone or with friends, Redfall is a game any fan of the genre should play.
Okay.
And then finally, hey, poor player, I give you a sandwich. In all my years of gaming, I struggle to think of ever feeling a sense of disappointment as profound as I do when playing Redfall. Sure, you can increase the fun factor by adding a few buddies into the equation, the varied classes lending themselves well to group play, and there are glimpses of something great. Disappointed for sure. Glimpses of something great when you're afforded the opportunity to slow down in one of the more tightly scripted missions. But these positives merely serve as momentary distractions from the multitude of issues that plague Arcane Austin's latest effort. Between the half-baked gameplay loops, repetitive open-world busywork, and shockingly poor optimization, Redfall feels like a title that's still in alpha, never mind a product that's supposed to represent a flagship release for Microsoft's premium subscriptions.
Product still in alpha. That's crazy. Whew. I don't know. I'm thinking back. Wasn't the first White Wolf game? Didn't that start out like being horrible, but then they fixed it and ended up becoming a great game?
Yeah, I believe so.
I can't remember the name of that one.
Wasn't it just called Vampire the Masquerade?
It might have been. I thought it was something by night, but I don't remember.
I see what you did there, Waverly.
Yes. Okay. Let's say 6, 7. All right. You ready?
Yep.
I'm gonna go kind of low with it. 62.
Okay.
So how do I feel about it? I don't know. 69 might be a good one. I thought about that. That was a number I was thinking about for sure. I had nothing to do with the review, but
Out of 72 reviews, the score is recommended score is 23%.
look, that number was great when Michael Jordan was wearing it, but that's not something. That's not a score you want on your game, there.
Nope.
Buddy, is what I'm telling you.
Nope.
This could go into a bigger discussion because there's so many games. You know what? I've got the docket. We'll wait.
Yeah.
I'll tie into something else later.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Next up, we have Cassette Beasts, which there are games that try to be Pokemon, but better, and there are games that just try to take the monster collecting genre and do something fun and interesting with it. And Cassette Beast is one of those. It is a game that...
Cassette. Cassette.
Yes.
Like a cassette tape. Their biggest weakness must be a magnet.
Right. It is very much a monster collecting game, but it is done up in a 80s style with chipmunk tunes that are like full 80s, right?
Yeah. Okay.
It is kind of on its own in the genre in a lot of ways. But was that good or bad? That's hard to say. Let me read you their description. Game. Collect awesome monsters to use during turn-based battles. This open-world RPG combine any two monster forms using Cassette Beast fusion systems to create unique and interesting beasts.
Okay. All right. Somebody got paid for that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Cassette. I've had lots of cassettes in my life. 80.
Okay.
80. Going with 80. Because I do like I do like monster hunting, collecting stuff, so I don't know. Yeah, 37 might be a good score.
Score is 86. Congratulations. Congratulations,
Really?
Waverly. If you just keep shooting at the same point on the dartboard, eventually you got to hit it.
Absolutely. Good job. You're welcome. Congratulations. Enjoy your ice cream for the week.
So, I have some reviews for you. The Outer Haven Productions. That's right. That's true. Cassette Beast is a fantastic monster collecting game. That's very true. One that is clearly inspired by old school Pokemon, but betters it in every aspect. This is the game I wish Pokemon was. For me, it's the new master of the monster collecting genre. And look, normally I'm the guy that goes, hey, reviewers, try to challenge yourself and don't just say the name of the most popular game in the genre when you're talking. I get why if you're reviewing a monster collecting game, you're going to bring up Pokemon. It's not just that it's the most popular, it's that for a long time it was the only one.
Yeah, but it sounds a lot more like Monster Rancher to me than
it does to me as well. Or Dragon Quest monsters, where you can fuse your monsters, you know?
Dragon Warrior.
Well, yeah.
That's a whole other story.
I get why you do it. I wish you didn't have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The Gamer says, I had a great time with Cassette Beast, but it was undeniably frustrating in places. It iterates on the Pokemon formula in nearly every possible way, and exploring the world via companion quests rather than just doing a big circle on your gym challenge creates a wonderful sense of adventure. Cassette Beast tries a lot of new things, and most of them are successful. The story is compelling, the characters are engaging, and the battle system is one of the best I've ever used. It doesn't pull everything off, but I'd much rather play a game that takes risks rather than one that rehashes the same old formula time and time again. And I get what you're trying to say there, but you should definitely play Dragon Quest Monsters Joker or Digimon World 2 if you want something that is a monster collector but try something different, because these games have always existed and people always forget. I need to make a video on that. Monster collecting games that aren't Pokemon. And just show how many of them are old and have been around forever.
Yeah. Well, we mentioned Monster Rancher.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the original Monster Rancher on the
PS1.
PS1.
Yeah.
Gray box. That was kind of a groundbreaking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody used their CD, their music CDs for anything. And then you could get monsters from them. Mm-hmm. And the next advance that was kind of like that, I think it was the original Xbox came out. Yes, it was the original Xbox. I have a story about why, but I don't know if I can tell it. Well, I remember that. But the original Xbox, you could store your music on the hard drive and have it and cut off the music in game and have your soundtrack, right? Yeah. That was the next big step up. Monster Ranch. Mm-hmm. I was going on a tangent. Sorry. Go
that's
ahead.
Okay. That's okay. What do you think a recommended score is going to be for this one out of 19 reviews?
I'm going to go 76.
Okay.
92 from Faith. She likes monster collecting games and she wants this one to be good.
Yeah. I do too. It's top 5 genres for me.
Yeah.
Love them. Might even be like top 3. Metroidvanias and then Souls-likes and then it might go before Souls-likes actually.
I don't know.
You like turn-based RPG.
Will wants this game to be good too. I don't know. And I think out of all of them, I'd still rather play the original Monster Rancher. That's a different story.
Yeah. But Digimon World 2 is really good. Digimon Cyber Sleuth is really good too. All the Digimon games are good. Except for Digimon World 3. The score is 88%.
Okay.
Really
That's
solid.
Not a bad. Yeah, it's not a bad pull. 88's a good pull. I can believe that about a game, right?
Finally, for reviews, we got the big boy. The big review for the week. Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Hell, this was another game I can't seem to stay away from.
Yeah.
I've been ducking it through some things, and some of it I haven't been able to avoid. So I do have a little background on this, and honestly, because of whatever, so has Waverly. And she went with 15. I was going to go with 4, but I thought that might be rude.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 68.
Okay.
I wanted to play I want to play this game, but we'll be talking about it here in a little while. 50, 85, yeah. Yeah.
Score is 86.
What?
Yeah. Congratulations,
Wait.
Will.
Okay. That'll go into a conversation we're going to have here in a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Because you might notice something in that there's going to be a pretty big dearth between people that reviewed this on console.
Yes.
And people that reviewed this on PC.
On PC, yep.
And then there are also some people that don't want to review a big AAA game with a low score. So I had to pick through 102 reviews.
Yeah.
And discarded about 60 of them outright. Because let me just, I won't tell you where this is from. Let me read a sentence from this review. to give you what I mean when I say that I did discard them. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is Star Wars at its best. Okay. The rest of that review goes on to talk about how much they love Star Wars. It's like, this doesn't feel like you tried to review this as a game.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I played the game. I just reviewed the cutscenes.
Yeah. So
that's what I want to do. I want to be the guy. I just want to review I don't want to review games. I want to review cutscenes.
Yeah. How's the cutscenes?
Yeah.
And again, I understand that some people aren't going to be able to separate that. That's why I said I just discarded them. I'm not naming these outlets. Because I get, if you love something, sometimes it's really hard to separate that from it. I love the EDF series. If they play badly, I don't care. They always have. They always will. Let's be honest. So, like,
we start off with a show about start off the weeks with a show. The game that came out in 2007.
Exactly.
We're willing to put up with some stuff.
Right. But when you just ignore the flaws completely and you don't even mention them in your review, we're not reading those. So, Game Informer says developer Respawn Entertainment clearly took a measured and thoughtful approach to analyze what worked and what didn't in its last Star Wars game, and Jedi Survivor feels like a worthy attempt at evolution. It captures the magic of Star Wars as well as anything in the current canon, and it's a stellar adventure in its own. So they say it's as good as anything in the current canon, which you can take if you like the current canon, that's great. If you don't, that's maybe something you should know. And they talk about how it iterates, which I think is a good thing to talk about on a sequel. Then I have We Got This Covered, who says Star Wars Jedi Survivor does so much right in continuing Cal Kestis' story, delivering the best lightsaber combat in a game to date, along with some huge environments to explore. Sadly, it's also launching with a bevy of technical issues and frame rate problems that will provide the worst experience for early adopters. Players deserve better.
Yeah, that's the storyline that I've been getting about this game.
Yeah.
And look, love or hate, there's been many Star Wars games.
Yeah.
And to say this one's got the best lightsaber action ever.
That means something.
Yeah. It's a pretty big statement because I've been pretty happy with the lightsaber treatment in a couple of games.
Yeah, Force Unleashed lightsaber stuff is fun.
Yeah. That was a go. Well, even in the they did it did well. I thought they did it cool in the
Lego
Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, KOTOR, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't anything special, but they did it well.
Feels good when you burn somebody with a lightsaber in KOTOR and inflict burning on them.
Yeah,
as it should.
Yes.
So, what do you think? This one's a minefield to try and guess.
Yeah.
How do they review
I'm wondering how many PC players you have in that list.
Yeah.
62.
Okay. I wish they would give me those metrics. I really do. I wish I could be like, and of these reviews, I find that really interesting, Nice. That's cool.
Better we get right?
90%.
Really?
How many of those reviewed on console? I can't say.
I would guess all of them.
Yeah. So, most people that reviewed it seem to have a pretty good feeling about it.
Yeah. I don't think I haven't heard anything about any complaints on the console. To be fair.
Yeah, if you're going to play it on console right now. If you can't wait, play it on console. If you can wait, maybe. Check recent reviews. Can't put the axe down. Forgot I took my shoes off in here and they're in the way of where I put the axe. There we go.
Okay.
So let's move into announcements.
All right.
Starting off, we had the Warhammer Fest announcements. I did make a video about these today because I figured that, most people here probably didn't super care. But I wanted to highlight a couple of them. It was working. He loved it. That's fair. And I will pull the picture of this one up on stream, and I will also send it to you because I have it in here. Gotta find it real quick. It is a new Lord of the Rings miniature.
Roger.
For their Battle for Middle Earth game. that was shown off during Warhammer Fest, and it is absolutely beautiful. Take a look at this, chat.
Photo Sam, Mary, and Pippin.
Yeah, and you can open up the diorama and take the ring wraith off of the diorama to use him in the game.
That's cool. I do. I like that. I like that. I like that shot there.
Yeah. They also showed off a bunch of other minis for all kinds of different games. We have like Age of Sigmar minis. And I'm gonna put some on screen here just real quick as we're going through them. They showed off some new 40K minis that I think look pretty cool. That's a really blurry photo. Sorry about that. Look, I had to hunt down a bunch of these images to use in a thumbnail today.
Gotcha.
Really like a lot of these. Some really cool looking stuff. And they announced a new box coming for Kill Team that is going to be like Cultists versus Inquisition. That seems really cool. And then they showed off a couple of the models that we're going to get with the 10th edition box. So just a lot of cool stuff, really.
Yeah.
And ultimately, when it comes to announcements, again, that video is like 20, 30 minutes long that I did today. Just breaking it down individually by each section of the company for all the different stuff they announced. Don't have to go into as much detail here, but it was a pretty good Warhammer Fest, I think. A lot of cool stuff announced. So.
Ooh.
Then next up for announcement, but I had to show you that Battle for Middle Earth one. Too cool. We have Pathfinder Abomination Vaults.
What?
ARPG. So,
okay,
if you're getting tired of, things that certain companies are doing, and you're looking for a good ARPG to play that gives you Diablo-style stuff going on, they're making a Pathfinder 2e ARPG. They've teamed up with, what's the name of the company? BCom Studios. And it'll be up to 4 players as you lead iconic Pathfinder heroes into the farthest depths of Gauntlet Keep.
Okay.
I'm stoked for this. This seems like it's going to be really cool. The Pathfinder 1e games that are out right now are CRPGs, so they're tactical RPGs, right? Much like a... what's it called? I completely forgot the name of it.
I don't know.
Baldur's Gate. Much like a Baldur's Gate, right? Whereas this is going to be more like a Diablo, where you're going through, you're getting loot, you're carving your way through enemies.
Minds of Mysteria.
Yeah. So, looking forward to this. We don't have a lot of information on it yet, but it will be coming to Steam first, and then probably consoles. But shall see. They're going to be doing a Kickstarter with it as well, but I don't know this company, so I'm not going to give any links to the Kickstarter because I don't know them to say it's going to be good or not. I don't want to encourage people to spend money. But I'm stoked. I like Pathfinder 2e's rule set a lot, and a game that uses that would be really cool. I'm a little sad it's not a CRPG, honestly.
Yeah?
Because the CRPGs that are out right now are for Pathfinder 1e, and they're cool, but I don't know that system. And I like Pathfinder 2e system, so I was kind of hoping for something that uses that, maybe using like the Divinity style turn-based action. But
gotcha.
This could still be really good, so we'll see. I have played 3.5, but Pathfinder 1e does change some things. I found that out the hard way when I was trying to do a first impressions for Pathfinder Kingmaker and was very confused. And I love 3.5. But and that could also be just in turning it into a video game. They changed some things.
Yeah.
But it definitely didn't feel like what I knew, Now, they definitely changed a few things going into PF1. Based on that game, anyway.
Yeah.
After that, we have Humble Choice and Game Pass games.
All right.
For the month. Your Humble Choice games for this month are Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate Demon Hunters, which is a XCOM-like using Grey Knights versus Nurglings. and the Forces of Chaos. It's a cool game. They removed the dodge chance or the chance to miss, so all attacks connect, which makes it more deadly, but also makes it more reliable in a weird way.
Yeah.
So it's interesting in that way. I don't know whether I like it more or not.
The difference between Shadowrun first edition and second edition, right?
Right, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
It's
I took the dodge. Yes, that's what it is.
Then Spiritfarer Farewell Edition. Spiritfarer is a really interesting narrative game where it's kind of like a management sim where you care for the people that are being carried away as you are the new Grim Reaper, basically. You're the ferry master, and you carry them through there.
Okay.
It's a really fun game in a lot of ways. I like the story a lot. I hated the moment-to-moment gameplay. The management sim, there's so much you need to do, and it doesn't, guide you to do any one of the things. First, you have crops, you have fishing, you have all of that stuff, and you have to choose what to do at all times while you're sailing somewhere else and dealing with storms and things like that. It just got to be too much for me and became really frustrating. But this is the Farewell Edition, so maybe they fixed that. I don't know. Oh, nice.
Heck yeah. Hours.
Then Bendy and the Dark Revival is next for Humble Choice. This is a first-person survival horror game. It's the anticipated sequel to Bendy and the Ink Machine. So there's that.
Yeah. The name Bendy sounded familiar, but I wasn't sure where.
Yeah.
Yes.
Operation Tango is next. This is online co-op only, and requires a microphone to play, which is really interesting. It's an espionage-themed cooperative adventure challenging you and your friend to complete dangerous missions across the globe in a high-tech near future.
No, then it should have been Operation Tango and Cash.
I agree.
Not just Tango then. If it's a co-op, for sure.
I agree.
God. Pay me to name stuff, okay? I'll get it right.
Hey, you won't name stuff Returnal.
Oh, God. What a weird name. God, I hate that name.
Windjammers 2 is next. Is not a sequel as much as it is like a reimagining of Windjammers 1 by .emu.
Okay.
It looks cool. If you like Windjammers, you'll probably like Windjammers 2. A game that is probably going straight into the rotation for your assignments is Builder Simulator. I'm not going to tell you when it might pop up there.
Okay.
But this is a simulator for building houses.
Okay.
Then
might as well.
Behind the Frame, The Finest Scenery. And this is a vivid interactive fiction about an aspiring artist on the cusp of finishing the final piece of her gallery submissions. And this 100% looks like a game I want to make a video on. So I'm excited it's coming to Humble Choice. And then The Invisible Hand. Get rich quick at any cost.
Yeah, I get commercials for that every once in a while on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then if you click, they've got like a 2-hour video on their website to get you to buy something.
Yeah.
I think it's meant to get them rich quick, but that's beside the point. Go ahead.
Probably. But it looks like it's a game about buying stocks and manipulating the market. So, could be good.
Fair enough.
And so that's Humble Choice for the month. And then the Game Pass games for the month, we're looking at Redfall. So if you don't want to buy it, there you go. Pick it up that way. And that'll be on cloud, PC, and Xbox Series X and S. Then Ravenlock is coming May 4th to cloud, console, PC. It'll be available on day one. Enter a world of wonder and danger, in Ravenlock, an action-packed fairy tale adventure by Coco Cucumber.
Okay.
Could be cool. Weird West Definitive Edition is coming May 8th to consoles. Want to play Weird West, but the definitive version. Kind of a shame that the PC version is just the default one, though.
But I live in the Weird West. Right? Never mind. Go ahead.
This one might excite you. The Shadowrun Trilogy is coming to PC on May 9th.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
That'll be all three of the main Shadowrun games. They're already available on cloud and console.
Okay, I'm a little confused because there's the RPG, which came out on Sega
Yeah.
in the 90s. That's a really, really good game. A really good game. And then they had some like a couple, I think, PvP ones that weren't so good.
Right.
So
I have pulled it up. The Shadowrun trilogy is Shadowrun Returns, Shadowrun Dragonfall, and Shadowrun Hong Kong.
yeah, I never played this.
Okay.
Let's check those out.
Oh, there we go. They'll be on Game Pass. And then Fuga Melodies of Steel 2. They want on Game Pass.
Okay.
Sequel to the captivating tale of Fuga Melodies of Steel. Turn-based RPGs back with a ramped-up battle system for more strategy, as well as a brand-new event system that gives you more thrilling choices to affect your experience.
All right.
Now, of course, if things are coming to Game Pass, then there are things leaving Game Pass.
Yeah.
And so that is Before We Leave is leaving.
Okay. Hey, guess they need to change the title.
Right. Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair Anniversary Edition is leaving. Hearts of Iron 4 is leaving. Her Story is leaving.
Okay.
And Umurangi Generation Special Edition. But
Okay.
I never could get it personally, but I know a lot of people love it.
That's cool. Excellent.
Then we'll move into the news.
All right.
So, Tears of the Kingdom is leaked 10 days before release.
Yeah, it's leaking from the eyes, but from the name. Like...
I'm all on PC. I understand. I hated the first one. Personal preference. So no, they did not do that, thankfully. But they have been shutting down all sites that, like all articles, like sending messages to sites. If it comes up on a video, the video gets taken down. This happens every time a big new Switch game comes out. We just don't normally talk about it because it just happens every time a big new Switch game comes out. They have done that, yeah, but that was a couple weeks ago. They just, they put the lock on it this time. Like, Pokemon Sword and Shield leaked, I believe, 7 days before release. And they kind of went after it, but not too big. Pokemon Legends Arceus leaked before release. Splatoon 3 leaked before release. I don't understand what's going on, but...
I wonder if, as we say about anything where they say there's leaks, is it leaked? Or did it get leaked?
This time it definitely got leaked.
Possibly. But even if it's leaked, then they get to go after the people that put them up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just don't understand. If it's not intentional, there is some very big problem going on.
Right.
But either way, there was a really nice article about it. That article doesn't exist anymore. So I used the Wayback Machine. And there's nothing really to say about it other than just, hey, the game leaked. It's online now. You can find it and download it, but be careful doing so. So,
Yeah.
not really anything more to say about that other than just that's what happened. Next up, we have... Very rarely do we get to put up good news on here. It's almost always like mediocre, like this could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, to, hey, this is just more bad. So it always makes me happy when I get to talk about some good news. Monolith Soft is giving raises to their employees.
Yeah.
So,
and
go ahead.
That's an awesome thing. They said they made enough money that they can pay their employees more, right?
Yep.
Yeah. This shouldn't be news.
I agree. Xenoblade is Monolith Soft.
Yeah.
And they also made the world for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So they aren't owned by Nintendo, but they're in a long-term partnership with Nintendo.
Fair enough.
And so I agree with you. It shouldn't be news. It should be something that just happens all the time. Unfortunately, it is news, which is sad.
Yeah.
But glad they got to do it.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, unfortunately, they are locked into a contract with Nintendo for a while. We won't get anything from them on other consoles. But
Yeah.
just, hey, I wish all the companies could do this. Because I know there are some of them out there making more money than Monolith.
Yeah. Yep. It's like when it's like you'd expect the company makes more money. You pay your employees more.
Mm-hmm.
That gives them more, security. They can keep working. It's kind of like you'd expect over here, for here when, the gas companies are making record profits, you'd figure the gas price would go down. But
Right.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No. And it's only news when it does go down a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's probably something else. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I agree, though. New Lafrith, awesome. I need to watch the episode really badly. I like to watch, like, a handful in a row. So I normally wait a couple weeks. People frustrated with me. I get Discord messages sometimes of like, did you watch it? And I go, no. And they go, come on! Next up, we have the Guild Wars 2 roadmap. Spring. I understand.
Okay.
Understand. There's some cool stuff here.
Disappointed!
That's fair. Disappointed is fair. We do have an ad right now, so I'm taking another sip.
Okay.
YouTube, I told you there was. You don't get to. And then Nightbot told you there.
Yeah, but I don't trust Nightbot.
I don't either. I don't either.
Our bot's an alcoholic. It kind of worries me.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Okay. That reminds me.
Okay.
Gundam Victory, because Dark just said it was the Neo's Young narrative version, White One.
Yeah.
And how they keep referring in Victory to the Gundam as the white guy.
Yeah.
And I can't help but start giggling.
Yeah.
Talking about how they got to take down the white guy.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
And how it's all the white guy's fault.
It's pretty funny.
Sorry, it cracks me up.
No, it gets me too. So, Guild Wars 2's spring roadmap has come out. If you remember, not that long ago, we talked about how, that's true, how the studio was moving from big once-a-year expansions to quarterly updates. And so they gave a little bit more information about that because the first quarterly update has come out, which is what lies beneath. So, moving forward, they want to do... They want to bring back, of course, the last big festival, or the festival for the event, for the holiday event that comes up. And then they want to add a new fractal and a new challenge mode for the stuff that came before. So that's new stuff that hasn't had anything added for a while, so that's cool. That has my hopes up. And then towards the end of spring, they want to give another full balance sweep for everything, including World v. World, which they weren't doing for a long time. So that's also really cool and fills me with hope. They're hiring more people.
That's good.
So the original idea that the community had floated around was, hey, the company's slowly dying, and that's why they're moving away from the big expansions because they can't afford to make big expansions anymore. That doesn't seem to be true.
Right.
So that's heartening.
Yeah.
But
well, I don't know. Companies are going to rearrange the way they do things.
Yeah.
And if they got a little more bonus in, more employees could definitely help.
Yeah. It is the synergy. Will's pointed out. They go into how, hey, partway through the year around June, they're going to fix up some stuff for visual effect filtering for other players, which is a thing that I think all MMOs should do, where you can turn down other players' effects.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. And then they want to add... Yeah, right. They want to add another fractal in June. And then, of course, the next big quarterly update will be coming with some cool stuff there. They did answer a couple questions. They talked about one of the big things that was asked was, hey, moving away from expansions. Every expansion before, you added new specializations for the classes, trait trees. Is that going to happen, or is that going away? And they did say that for now it's going away. because what they want to do instead is try to tweak and add more options to what you already have. So in Guild Wars, much like in Lotro, right? Not every class can access every weapon. Right. But in Guild Wars, every weapon you can equip changes your entire way that you play because it's a different moveset with that weapon. Right. And so there are a lot of weapons that have been added that classes just can't use because it was never added to them from an elite spec. So what I believe this means is that they're going to go back and add some weapons.
Yeah.
Which would be cool.
Which Lotro just did. They went back and put in some more brawler stuff.
Yeah.
After I passed a lot of it.
Yeah. So it could mean a pretty big shakeup in the metas of Guild Wars if, like, for instance, Engineer can't use a staff. So it doesn't have access to any well abilities. An Engineer can't use a Warhorn, so it doesn't have access to any shout abilities. If they give Engineer a staff or a Warhorn, suddenly it becomes a very different support than it was before for support, and its DPS builds will have a lot more dots. So that shakes things up a lot, and it gives a brand new moveset for you to play with and a lot of cool stuff there. But if it's just, hey, we're going to add it where everybody can use the same one weapon that they couldn't use before, then that won't be as cool. So it remains to be seen how much that shakes things up.
Gotcha.
With that, let's talk about the big story of the night.
Okay.
Let's talk about Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, we alluded to some of it earlier.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor is the worst performing game on PC at launch of 2023.
Yeah. Yeah. I have on the PC side of it, it's like it's kind of a weird thing from what I've heard, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like people have got these high-end PCs and it's not running well on them.
Yeah.
You know, it's asking for those qualifications to run, and it's not.
No, Dark, it's worse. It's worse than Last of Us Part 2 or Part 1 remake.
Like a lot of the games like unplayable.
Yeah.
You're looking at like less than 25 frames per second to get it to run smoothly.
And you can force that. You can force that, and it'll run.
Yeah, turning down is all the effects.
Well, what a weird, crazy world we live in where somebody with a potato can run the game better than somebody with a high-end gaming PC.
Yeah.
So the studio put out a statement about it, of course, which is, we are aware that Star Wars Jedi Survivor isn't performing to our standards for a percentage of our PC players, in particular those with high-end machines or certain specific configurations. For example, players using cutting-edge, multi-threaded chipsets designed for Windows 11 were encountering problems on Windows 10, or high-end GPUs coupled with lower-performing CPUs also saw unexpected frame loss. Rest assured, we're working to address these cases quickly. While there is no single comprehensive solution for PC performance, the team has been working on fixes we believe will improve performance across a spectrum of configurations. We're committed to fixing these issues as soon as possible, but each patch requires significant testing to ensure we don't introduce new problems. Thanks for understanding, and apologies to any of our players experiencing these issues. We will continue to monitor performance across all platforms and share update timing as it is available. Now,
the time for testing is over.
Yes, the game's
you
out.
Do that when you make the game,
right?
You know.
Now here's where things get really interesting.
Yeah,
because as it turns out, PS5 is also busted.
Yeah, its system hardware and setup is much closer to a PC than it is.
Yeah,
on time because of what. Anyway,
if you have an HDR TV and a PS5, you just can't play the game. Not even like you can kind of get it to run and it'll crack. You just can't. It's literally unplayable with HDR turned on. If you turn HDR off, most PS5 players are reporting at least one crash. With multiple people reporting that it not only crashed the console, but then they couldn't get the console to turn on for a little bit afterwards. So they were afraid it had bricked the console.
That's not a good thing for a game to be doing.
No. Now, the Xbox performance seems to be better, for what it's worth. The Xbox seems to be handling it better, maybe because it's just built differently.
Yeah.
I don't know, Dark. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me why better performance, why better hardware is killing it.
Yeah. Right. It's like they made a Windows 8 game or
Yeah.
something, and are not running it in compatibility mode. I don't
Right.
know.
Now-
It's weird.
It's funny you bring up compatibility mode because that's something the Xbox One automatically does. The Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S also automatically run compatibility mode because the backwards compatibility. And that's what most people are assuming is why it runs better there. Is because the console is trying to run it in compatibility mode.
It might.
It actually might. Now, there are some pretty bad drop frames that come up on Series X during cutscenes, but it's still not like the worst it could be. We're talking like it drops like 10 frames,
Yeah.
Which is, it's still bad for what it's worth. Your cutscene should not be dropping 10 frames a second. But comparatively...
Yeah. No. Especially when you're starting out with 25.
Yeah.
No, this is not looking good. Of course, it almost feels like somewhere along the way, game companies just stopped giving a crap about PC players in a way.
Yeah.
I know that can't be
100%.
the case.
Yeah. So
I know. It should run better.
it should.
The cutscene should run better.
They did drop, and that's the thing too. Remember, you downloaded 150 gigs plus, and it doesn't run.
Yeah.
A patch did drop today.
Okay.
That patch, I want to read the list for you here. On PC, performance improvements for non-ray traced rendering. If you have ray traced rendering, it's still broken. If you're running like full max settings, ray tracing on, you got to turn that off to be able to get the game to run. But you can kind of get it to run now, right?
Yeah.
That's the only PC patch so far.
Yeah.
PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XS, multiple crashes fixed across PlayStation and Xbox Series XS and various areas of the game. Fixed crashes that were tied to skipping cinematics. If you skipped a cutscene, the game crashed. Performance improvements across PS5 and Xbox. Fixed an issue with dynamic cloth inside the Mantis that could cause a crash. Fixed various rendering issues. Fixed an issue with registered Neko colors not saving. Fixed an issue with registered Neko disappearing from the stable. Isn't that you found a mount you really like and then it just disappears?
Yep.
Fixed issues with cinematic dialogue overlapping.
See, I think this... Okay. So, we're talking about not compressing the audio files, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the game... And the reason why you wouldn't do that is it would load... It would go quicker.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Your music and everything else would load up quicker. But it doesn't have to be decompressed. But then... I don't know, if you run it hard, it's going to speed it up. And,
Yep.
Oh, I don't know. It's just kind of a mess.
Yep.
And it almost seems like a silly one, like this got overlooked.
Yep.
But then again, it's like it's so many times, and we've talked about a few of them on this channel, is that, it seems to be a normal thing. It's like, hey, just get the game out on the day that the publisher is going to come out, and we'll fix it later. Yeah. Well, if they're not compressing the files, tell you what, if you want to get an idea about the difference between compressing files and audio and not, pull up the same song as a WAV file and as an MP3.
Yeah.
And look at the difference.
Yep, 100%.
Now, you have better sound quality with a WAV file than you do an MP3.
Yep.
And playing them side by side, you'll probably notice. It is a noticeable thing.
Yeah.
Just it's not quite as sharp, say. But the difference, that was if we never had MP3s, if we'd stayed with WAV files, they'd have never put out an iPod.
Yeah, that's right.
The storage plane would be way too much to have any decent amount of songs on there. I don't know. It's either to not do that, to not make this game run better, because it may be, yeah, there's and even in that the delay, there is companies that catch a lot of crap, but like we talked about Mega Man earlier,
Yeah.
and there's a couple of games that they want kickstarted games.
Yeah.
They talk a lot about for
Number
delay and stuff.
9.
But I would rather the company say, hey, we need another month.
Yeah, this game is not ready.
2 months. It is not ready. Yeah. And if you know it runs on Xbox, put it out. So we've got, next month we're going to concentrate on the PS5.
Yeah.
And get it going on that. No, they don't.
Yeah.
No, they get it out on the day that they want to get it out on. The stockholders and the producers need them to get the game out on that day. They put it out, good, bad, and ugly, and then apologize and try to get fixes in.
Yeah.
I mean, when Cyberpunk 2077 did this, it was like a big, it was a big deal.
Yep.
About everybody. It's like
Fallout,
this game, everybody's
76.
up in arms. And ever since that, it's almost become like, yeah, we can gripe about it, but it's standard operating procedure.
Right. We just put up with it.
Yeah.
I wish I could tell you.
Have the game on release, but you can't play it yet. You have to wait till the patch.
I wish I could tell you the patch was done, but there's more to this.
Yeah.
The game has an autosave in it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There was an issue where players were getting stuck inside a place called the Chamber of Duality if you didn't manually save after leaving the chamber and died somewhere. When you loaded back in, you couldn't leave because the cutscene had already loaded you out. So your game was your save was ruined. You just were stuck unless you had an earlier save and just replayed all that section.
Oh, that's dumb.
The game's supposed to autosave every time you end a cutscene. So it just didn't do that.
Yeah.
So then, how big do you think this patch is?
The game's 150 gigs.
Yeah.
I'm with 40 gigs.
So it's actually not that bad. It's only 1 gig. 1.38 gigs. However, to install that 1 gig, it has to verify every single individual file of your 150 plus gigs.
Yeah.
So a 1 gig download took some people up to 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Bringing back memories of them dial-up days there, man.
Yep.
Of course, 1 gig would not be done in 4 hours in dial-up. It would take about a week.
And as Dark has just pointed out, you have to have enough space for it to do that. And then it clears the cache. So you have to have another 150 gigs available to update the game. I'm sorry, 151, right?
Yeah.
I wish I could tell you that was as bad as it got. But there's some more to this story. Because Jedi Survivor has omitted people from the credits. So
did we just go over that?
Yep. So Yasmina Gonzalez, a Spanish localizer in the games industry, was one of the people working on Jedi Survivor's localization. There are 40 minutes of credits in Star Wars Jedi Survivor, but there is no mention of any of the translators that translated in other languages, which is standard in the industry.
Which is dumb.
There's not even a translation team. Just thank you, Kieran.
Yeah, I mean these are the you give these folks credit just like you do the artists, the voice actors, the animators, all that. All this is part of getting the game to the world.
Yep. And
you make a game now, you're not getting it to, a lot of games aren't made for a region.
Right.
They go out, and the reason you get to go and sell them, let's say, in Spain to people that speak Spanish is because you have somebody that knows Spanish and English well enough to do that for you. And it's a lot of work for a game when they're going through every cutscene, every dialogue, all that, changing it and fixing it.
It's a lot of work.
That's just dumb. That's just dumb.
Nazif Perez, vice chair of the International Game Developers Association, has spoke up about this and says it's unacceptable that a massive company like EA is okay to list down all LOC companies in the new Star Wars instead of the actual staff that worked hard on it and need this boost for their career. So it's just a list of the company names. It's not thanks to our translation team. It's not here's the translators that worked on it.
And this is so dumb because like if you're so many things are like on Netflix, you'll have a bunch of different languages. At the end of it, they give, that's true. That they give like translation team for this, and they list everybody out.
Yep.
Who did the translating, who did the voice acting.
Yep.
On that, and it's just one screen, right? But it's one screen at the end of the movie that any one of those people, when they're looking to get another job or to get hired again, can go, there I am.
Yep.
Right there.
Yep.
See, I did that. I was part of that.
And as it is right now, if Yasmina Gonzalez tried to say, hey, I worked on this game for the localization, I want to get a job with you, look, here's my name in the credits, and they pull it up and go, oh, well, yeah, I guess you worked for Synthesis International, but I can't prove you worked on this game.
Right.
What are they supposed to do?
Well, just watch it. Watch who gets the slow crawl across the screen and who doesn't. Yeah. I know. This is not. I might watch the first time through a game. I usually will let the credits run.
Yeah.
But like I said, you're just kind of shooting somebody in the foot who's done good work for you, and
Look,
let them take the credit.
I have said this many times, and people are probably tired of hearing me say it. FF14, when you finish any expansion, it gives you 2 hours of credits. Because it gives you who worked on that expansion, who worked on the previous expansion that got you there, who worked on the previous expansion that got you there, who worked on the redone game for A Realm Reborn, who worked on the original game, because all of those people helped make this happen.
Well, we talked about that. We talked about that with like if you run the credits in Lotro.
Yeah.
You get the old team members. Hey, these were the people that made the game in the first place. These are the ones that worked on the. Yeah, it's the same thing. These are the ones that worked on Moria. These are the ones that worked on Rohan. No spoilers.
Right.
These are going through, and they give credit. There's a lot more names and stuff on there that still work for Standing Stone.
Right.
But they're part of the legacy of the game. Whether they were translating into German or French.
Right.
Or, they're animating, building the world, whatever. They were part of this experience.
They're important.
Yeah. It's a little thing. Like the Spanish translating and voice acting, I'm not going to hear that, right? That's not something I'm not going to play in Spanish. I get Spanish commercials on YouTube, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's still, for the folks there, the folks in Spain, this list of folks right here is the reason why you don't have to type everything in Google Translate. You can sit back. Anyway, it's just a crappy thing to do.
I think another thing people don't think about with localizers is they don't just do that either. If there's a section of the game where a character is speaking in a different language and it's a language that's here on this earth, normally those companies are hired to make sure that is correct. When somebody comes in speaking Irish in a game, they talk to Irish localization companies to make sure that is right. That Bukail has the right symbols on it to make sure that it's actually the word for a little girl.
Yeah. You're Gaelic?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it right, Drake.
Also, to what Dark's saying, I agree with what you're saying. That would probably make it shorter, but to what we were saying earlier with video files, it's just the video files lined up with each other.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier, I'm sure. Every expansion, they make the new credits, drop it at the end of the file, send it through.
Yeah. All right.
So, I've been trying not to leave you with the bad news every time.
Right.
So I have something that's a little hopeful.
Okay.
And this is our last news story for the night. Shueisha wants to be Devolver. Specifically, they want to be Japanese Devolver.
Okay.
Shueisha is a manga publishing company. They've been publishing manga for a long time.
Okay.
They're really good at it. They will grab a bunch of hey, this is a doujin somebody made. We're going to offer them a job making manga. And if it doesn't do well, then it's, hey, we're gonna sunset your series, but we'll give you an opportunity later. They are very fair in a lot of ways, in ways that other companies that are manga companies that are far more popular are not fair at all. But that's as much of that you're gonna get from me. They made a game studio last year.
Okay.
A game branch of their studio. And so far, they haven't really done anything big that we would know over here. But they want to be to Japan what Devolver is to us. So specifically, they have here one of their high-ups says, for me personally, coming from working with a lot of indie stuff and being freelance for a long time, when I came in and started doing things, I was just like, oh, assets. I'll just take this and send it out on Twitter. And then Mori, the president of the company, was like, whoa, 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 you can't do that. He says, but we want to be like Devolver in Japan, because that's what they do. And so it was just really funny to me, the idea of like, yeah, you know, we want to be like them. We want to take weird games, much like Shueisha already does with manga, games that aren't huge.
Have they published?
So let me pull up the list for you here, because they've done a lot.
Okay. Any, like main ones?
I don't want to get it wrong. I want to make sure that I'm right
fair
here.
enough.
List of works published. I'll grab the big ones. Oh, they've been publishing since 1956.
Okay.
Let me jump ahead a little bit, because a lot of these most people probably don't know. Thunder Boy. Thunder Boy. So we're looking at Slam Dunk, Yu Yu Hakusho, Golden Boy, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. They picked up Hirohiko Araki. And again, none of these people were big names when they were grabbed by Shueisha.
Yeah.
Shueisha gave them a chance, and look what they were able to do. Captain Tsubasa. We've got Akira Toriyama, which eventually he went to Dragon Ball, right? With Jump, but he started with Shueisha.
So they're wanting to turn some of their games into IPs.
Yeah, they
IPs into games. Sorry.
No, actually, they want to do the opposite. They want to do what they did with manga games. They want to take small indie studios that aren't big names or anything, give them a chance like they did with small artists with manga.
Or they're all bought by Microsoft, Sony, or
right.
Nintendo.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So give them an opportunity to shine on their own without having to just go to the mines that everybody else has to. Also, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is another big one that...
Yeah.
I agree. I think the other way around would be sick, but...
Yeah.
Also, I love JoJo, but I respect that you don't, Dark, because there's just too many big muscular men. There's not enough pretty women. I get it. But I love those big muscular men. Woo! JoJo's is great. But I think it's cool, the idea of like, hey, we see what this other company's doing. We want to do that too. We want to give Japanese artists a chance to make their games.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. Specifically, they state one of the reasons they did this is Yamaoka and Kojima leaving Konami and going, hey, if they can go solo and make their own thing, we can too. Well, it depends on which season you're talking about. It depends on which season, because definitely some of the seasons the teams are rough. Some of the seasons the teams are really good. That's the last bit of news I have for you tonight. So let's throw it over to Rundgren's Corner.
All right. Well, I'm going to start off with the birthday. Is that D-I-O?
Yeah,
Aren't
it's
they all based on
D.I.O., yeah.
Okay.
Because it's based on that, Dio, with the world.
Hey! You and Ozzy agree on something. If you get that joke, you're old. But so happy birthday to Lily Allen, and it's her birthday today. And I should just go listen to some of her songs. She's rather a pleasant musician. She has some great songs that I really like. All right, I'm searching for stories for news story, and I came across one that was really fun. Lily, she's very cute, very cute. Oh, I can't think of the song. She got one song that's hilarious. What's it called? Yeah, she's very cute. And I don't know. She got some great videos too. Okay, so I was looking up stories, and I came across one that I thought was kind of funny. It was about a woman who started burping like a lot.
Okay.
Like she wasn't a burper according to her, and then she not fair. That was the song. Yeah, not fair. That was the song I was thinking of. Um, but at the end of it, it turned out the reason why she was burping because she had stage 3 colon cancer. I didn't think that was a very nice
Oh.
story, so I moved on, and the one I had to do a little homework on. So I'll tell you this one. All right. So in August of 2021, there was a Russian wildlife photographer named Dmitry Kok,
Okay.
and he began a journey. It was a 12,000-mile journey to go across the sea, and he was going to go photograph polar bears in their natural habitat. However, they ran into a storm. His ship ran into a storm that forced him to anchor near the island of. Forgive me if anybody Russian watches this. I won't get these names wrong. Kolyuchin. Anyway, there was a storm that pushed him to the island named Kolyuchin. Now I had to look up some stuff about Kolyuchin Island, which is Kolyuchin. Kolyuchin.
Okay.
Or I don't know. Kolaichu. I don't know.
I have no experience with the Russian language.
Well, I've got a romanized version of it, and it sounds like Kovlukian.
Okay.
Okay. So either way, and it was a small island in the Chukchi Sea. It's not from the coast. It's on 11 kilometers, or about 7 bald eagles per burger. Yeah. It's off a peninsula. If you want to find it on Google Maps, it's 67 degrees, 67 degrees, 28 minutes north, and 174 degrees, 37 minutes west.
Okay.
It's only about 4.5 kilometers wide, or roughly about 3 miles. But it was abandoned. It was abandoned in 1992. Trying to find the reason why. It was found. It was originally founded in like September of 1993 by a Soviet icebreaker. They got crushed by pack ice.
Oh.
So it's not an easy island to get to, but a storm forced them to get there. It had some stuff. It had a station there. That's what it was. 1940, they had a polar research station in 1943 put there.
Okay.
On the western part of the island. It was manned by a few people. And there's other people staying there. And then in 1992, they closed the station. There's no reason for anybody to be out there, and they shut down.
Right.
So he ended up on this island. Now, people had lived there. Can I get this picture? See if I can grab this picture. Hold on a second. I'm trying to send you this picture.
Okay.
No. As we go into the rest of the story. Yes, cool. It did go through. Excellent. All right. On that. So he went there. Now they landed there, and there is some old houses and stuff that are there.
Just let me know when you want me to pull this on screen.
Okay. Unfortunately, the island had been taken over by polar bears that had actually moved into the habitats. If you get that picture up, go ahead and send it, because that was one of the pictures he took. It's got to be like a Jehovah's Witness worst nightmare. Knock on the door and polar bears. But they had moved. They moved into the crumbling buildings of the Arctic Weather Station. So polar bears were living in the house in the little station there. They said they found about 20 polar bears that made without to make the empty buildings their temporary homes. And he did manage to capture some of them, though I thought he he did take the picture, but he used a remote control camera drone with low noise propellers.
Right.
That's not the polar
Yeah.
bears are big and vicious, by the way. If you don't,
Yeah. No, we normally vote after.
Yeah, but they moved into the houses,
That one sticking his head out the window just terrifies me for some reason.
No, vote after. The one hanging out the window, yes.
I see you.
Yes, there you are. Excuse me. We don't. Are you from the bank? We don't allow people from the bank here. Yeah. But
watch out,
he was really
man.
surprised. It was actually, it's kind of like nerve-wracking. It is. It's like, okay, we're not going to be able to use the houses for shelter.
Yeah.
In the storm. But he said that nature is always sending you something when you least expect it. This is from the photographer. He said, we saw some movement in the windows, and when we got close, those were bears. Never before were they seen in those buildings, so that was a once-in-a-lifetime situation.
I think I might just get back on the boat.
Right. You know what? I'll try the storm. How about that? That. But remember, this is 7 miles. This is out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So polar bears made their way there. And of course, there's like the I think elephant seals on the island. They've got a place on there called Bird Rock. Of course, it's got thick-billed murreys and kittiwakes.
Okay.
I don't know what those are. So it is probably an island. But if I came up to a village where I thought I was going to find shelter, say a cave or whatever, and it was full of polar bears, I'd probably move on.
Yep.
They were living in the houses. For some reason, the polar bears living in the houses pleased me. I had to share the story with you.
Yeah, it's a wonderful picture.
Yeah. Especially after so many of the stories I've done on here is about animals uprising, and now they're moving in. Polar bears are moving. Nobody's going to kick them out.
Nope.
Part of the takeover. Exactly. So if you come across an abandoned house, just check it for polar bears. I'm sure there's only certain places, but just in case.
Yep. Give it a quick sweep.
Do it. Yeah, just want to be sure.
So, move into your assignment.
All right.
Last week, you burned some bacon.
Yes.
Waiting for that joke all week.
I bet you have.
But it seemed like you legitimately were having fun with that game, which I wanted to have some weird way to pick at you on this, but honestly, it just seemed like you're having fun.
Yeah, it was a fun game. Silly and fun. I enjoyed it.
But will this week be as fun? Vote, chat! Vote!
Vote like the wind.
And as always, do not say the name of the game in chat, please. Just 1, 2, or 3 if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, you can access the vote there.
All right.
See.
Find out what the heck I'm playing.
Do you have any plugs while chat's voting?
No. I've been watching this guy's channel. I don't know why. He does creepy TikToks reaction thing, but his name's Mod Tricka.
Okay.
ModTricca. I think he's got a lot more subscribers than we do. I think he's getting close to 50,000.
Yeah.
So he's doing pretty good, but he's really laid back, and it's a lot of them are entertaining. It's a simple little channel, but he's doing all right for himself. So
nice.
How about you?
Not really.
Yeah.
I know I watched some stuff this week, but it's just completely gone from me. I didn't write any of them down, so go check out Chained Echoes. That's a cool game. Not on Game Pass, but it should be. They should absolutely pick that one up. Want one, but I've been bullied into 3.
That's so funny. You can't vote wrong on this.
That's right. Even if your vote doesn't win.
It's just the opposite of our elections.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't vote wrong on this one.
Right.
You can't vote right on the other one.
That's correct. That's correct. It is
correctly.
really funny too. Yeah.
Correctly. You can't vote correctly.
Yeah.
On
You're always going to be wrong. It is really funny to me too that these 3 games got chosen because all 3 of them have come up at times over different votes. So to see all 3 of them against each other was really interesting. But the winner has been decided. And the winner is I Am Fish.
Oh, crap.
So you're going back to I Am Fish.
Oh, man.
Bullied by a 2-year-old.
Filbert will never be forgotten. No. Filbert will never be forgotten. Wow. That's probably going to be 2 hours on the same level. Try to get through that. Okay.
So, let's move into the outro. We've already gone over plugs. Not really much more to say there. I understand.
Very good.
We'll love the fish. Tomorrow, you'll be playing I Am Fish.
Yes.
Have a good time there, I'm sure. I say we, it'll be you.
Yep.
Thursday, we'll be talking Norse mythology.
Yes. Yeah. Which is, each one's so weird. I love doing this. Going over these mythologies, man, because like I said, there's stories, great, beautiful, and terrifying, ugly stories from everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Every culture. Faith. And the Norse is different because it's hard. Everybody's ready to talk about Norse stories and like the pantheon, but there's so much out of that, and it's kind of the opposite of when we were doing Japan, because Japan there's so many urban legends, and a lot of it was about the creatures and each creature. We did have you do have a pantheon there,
right,
and everything, but it was so much about that, and it's like flipped for the Norse, right. But it should be good. I'm looking forward to it.
I agree. Fish. I couldn't resist throwing in the dad joke there when you told that joke, Faith. We also have just a little bit of TTRPG news with some stuff going on with Paizo that I'm pretty excited for. Talk that a little bit. But then Friday, we'll be finishing the Astaroth Origin with some building. I'm excited. Monday, we'll be back in Moria.
Yep.
Gotta get to Khazad-dûm.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
And then next Tuesday, as we always do, we'll talk about the news and stuff that comes up there, and announcements and reviews, and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So, don't go anywhere. Stick around. Have a good time.
Yes.
Video-wise, unless something else comes up that needs to replace it, the first episode of Gundam Myth will come up Friday.
Okay.
So, please be excited for that. I got a couple fun videos planned, I think.
Saying I almost made it all the way through.
But anything else that I might have forgotten? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Until next time, I've been Trey.
I've been Rungan.
And we've been the Full Spectrum Podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum life offer.